Welcome back, everybody. This is Herbie with my Nomadic Dream, and today is the final day of Hope and Mark's solar install. With that being said, that means that the final connections will be made. Cutting shore power cord so that the power coming from the shore can go through the multi-plus back to the breaker inside, and some other stuff that will be needed to be done, along with programming the Victron multi-plus, which is very important because if you don't program your multi-plus, it's not going to charge correctly. So I'm going to grab my laptop, some tools that I need. I'm going to hop onto this pretty sweet e-bike and get started. I got everything cleaned out of the bay, so now I'm going to have plenty of room to get in there and start doing what I need to. But the first thing that I wanted to do is the solar gland, which is right here. So we are going to be disconnecting that port, because that gives me a nice clean hole to run the solar wire through. And then this is going to go there. I'm just going to take this off. Helps if I go the right way, guys. Just like that, the plug comes out. So on the inside, all we got to do is disconnect it from this MPPT, because we're not using this one anymore, and we can disconnect that and pull it through. All right, just gonna disconnect this. A screwdriver might be a tad bit too big. Yep, gotta find something else. All right, I got one that fits in the hole, so I'm just gonna loosen those up. Okay, those should now come out like that. And then we can pull this baby right on out. Just like that. Easy peasy. And next is to run this solar wire out that hole and cut it to the correct length to where Mark wants his solar panels, because he's gonna keep a ground deploys, and this way we don't have any power loss going through. Pass these through the hole to him, and he's gonna pull the whole entire thing as far as he can. All right, we got the length that we wanted, so now we're gonna feed it through the back of this and get this gland mounted. All right, so I got the gland in there, and it's all watertight, so that solar wire travels through here and over to that master off switch right there. So the next step is to get to another project. I'm thinking I'm gonna put the ends onto this. I got the ends put on to these. So now I'm gonna feed these wires back in and get everything nice and coiled up right down there. I got everything nice and tied up. I'm just gonna put some tape on stuff and get it out of the way. Just like that. Should be good. All right, so now I'm gonna move the lithium battery that is in this box, and I'm gonna get it hooked up inside because I need to give the Victron power so that I can program it. And then we'll cut the shore power cable and get that connected, and yeah, I think that should be about it. Let's pop off this baby. So it looks like we just gotta disconnect both of those. So I gotta turn off the power, which is down here. So no power is going anywhere. Gotta get me a tool. Maybe this drill will work. Yep. And I'm just gonna start disconnecting that and that. Before I take those cables off the rest of the way, I got the new cables down there that I need to fish up through here so that I can put these 3 wires onto these studs, because this is an important step, because you still want all of this existing wires to be getting juice, because if not, then the camper won't work correctly. So I just got to run these over to him. You might, can you reach that from way over there? So yeah, just run them over there. Good. And now we can connect these bus bars to them. So unscrew this. Put the washer, lock washer. About like right here. Alright. Now I'm gonna take this one off. Connect that there. Put that there. Disconnect this, and then now I need to put those ones here. So Mark's gonna take that battery out so that I can get this bus bar in place. So I got these ones on here. Now I just got to put the positives on it as well, and we'll be good to go. Just set that there for a second. Okay. Got the new relocation wires put into place, which means that now with this big 4-aught wire, I can connect the battery and give this baby juice. It is very important when you're doing this to stay level-headed. Take your time, because if you rush, you're really gonna screw everything up. So yeah, I'm gonna get Mark's help to hand me the battery so that we can hook it up. But first, I gotta go down into this hole. All right, let's get in there. I'm gonna have him hand me the battery from this doorway. Hey Mark, you wanna hand me that battery? Yep, there it is, the Epoch 300. All right, thank you, sir.
You bet your money.
All right, just gonna put that in space and push it back. Turn this baby down now. Couple ooga oogas. Just like that. For hooking up the battery, it is very important to make sure that the master off switch is in the off position, along with the one that is on the trailer. But with that installed, that's going to be giving the inverter power. So I got the laptop plugged into the interface MK3 USB, which is going to be saving all of the program into the Multi-Plus. It's just now sending some information over so that everything can be communicating with each other. I just had to input some specs so that it matches the Epoch battery. I am Not gonna show you that part because you should only do it if you know what you're doing. Since I have done it before, I'm confident. I just got everything programmed, so I'm gonna hit send right here, which will restart the Multi Plus, and you just heard that click, which means that it's doing what it needs to be doing. And that's about it. It is very simple, but you can really mess up your system if you do not do it correctly. With everything currently hooked up with the solar, we are getting current going in, and the inverter is powering all of the DC outlets. So everything is working correctly. So the last thing that I had to do was splice into the shore cable so that all of the outlets and all of the lights work. So that's the last step. All of that is right behind this panel. So we need to take off these 2 screws. There and there. And the front panel just slides out. And now it's these 4 screws. All right, so I got these 4 screws out. Just gonna move these tools, slide this box out. And this orange one, which is the same on all of the Rockwoods, is the short inlet wire, which we are going to be splicing into. And this is the splice box. And I got them labeled in and out. This refers to what they are plugged into, the main stuff, Victron units. So, as you see, I got all of these wires nicely curled and ran into the color coordinated spots. So I'm going to fasten this panel to this box. All right, so this is always a nerve-wracking part because we cut it and there's no going back. Let's cut it right here, right there. Just boom, one-handed. Got solid wires, which means that you don't need those fancy ends, ferrules, because you got solid wire. I got all of these wires spliced. So this is in, so it goes into the in line, which goes to the in Multi Plus, and out. So all the current coming out is going to be going back into the panel so that everything is working. I got everything wired in there correctly. So last thing to do is to put the cover back on and throw everything back on. Everything is finished. So Mark is going to turn everything on. So if anything catches fire, it's his fault. Last one to touch it. The camera wasn't on you. All right, so everything's still good. There are a few stuff that I gotta do, like make everything look nice, put stuff away. But other than that, I think they're gonna be super freaking happy that now they are completely off grid. And yeah, I don't want to be doing this all the time for a lot of people, so you can ask me questions. But until next time, find yourself that knows how to put this stuff in so that you can run everything and you don't have to rely on generators. But until next time, later guys, bye.